The government of any company, any organization, any country reigns only for a few years and then we change it, right? But the journalists
Mhm.
and the journalism reigns forever and ever because these are those people who go to every corner of the globe, bring out stories from every corner, every part, every area, every genre, and bring us those things that we would not be aware of if the journalist was not there. As a child, when I was growing up, I always wanted to become a journalist, but somehow I could not gather that passion because it's a job that requires real determination, rigor, and working at odd hours. So, hello everyone, welcome to yet another episode of Renaissance with Swati. And today I have with me the famous journalist, Dr. Anubha Jain, who actually broke all the rules and with her rigor and determination brought out as a successful women journalist. Hi, Dr. Anubha, how are you?
Hey, hello everyone. Hi Swati. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah. So before we start, I would like to say a few lines of introduction about Dr. Anupam. Dr. Anupam is a distinguished senior journalist and is presently working with Maharashtra's Lokmat Media. She delivers insightful talks on various topics on All India Radio. Additionally, she was on notable positions such as the Honorary Director of International Service, Women Empowerment and Public Image at Rotary Bangalore, and she's presently serving as the Honorary Additional Secretary at the Chamber of Commerce and Industry. She's also the member of the prestigious FICCI Fellow organization. She's been represented as one of the delegates, along with her father, the veteran Sri Dharendraji Jain, at the 11th World Hindi Conference held in Mauritius. She's the author of the captivating coffee table book, Women Leaders in Rajasthan Literature since 1952. Her exceptional contributions have garnered national awards and the esteemed Global Women Fin Empowerment Excellence International Award. As an outstanding journalist that she is, she's interviewed distinguished personalities, chief ministers, and renowned politicians. She's been invited as a panel speaker on various platforms, conferences, and in various roundtable discussions. It is my honor today to have her as my guest on my podcast, and I'm looking forward to this conversation with Dr. Anubha. Hi, Dr. Anubha. Would you like to share your journey as a journalist, right? When and how did you decide to become a journalist?
Yes. First of all, I would like to thank you, Swati, for inviting me on this platform. My journey, I would say it's a long journey. Um, I never desired to become a journalist, but later, yes, today I see myself as an empowered woman. Empowerment brings together the strength and shine of a woman, and I believe it is first witnessed and learned from home. I always desired to do something worthwhile, and I nurtured in a liberal environment. My father was a veteran senior journalist, as you mentioned in the introduction.
Right,
He worked
right.
as a bureau chief of Press Trust of India, and my mom, she was also editor in chief at All India Radio.
Okay,
So they
okay,
always believed in women having the right to choose and a say in the matter pertaining to them. Thus, they encouraged me to chase my dreams. Earlier, as I finished my master's, like every other youngsters,
right.
I was a bit confused. I was good at painting, inclined toward graphics, animation, a spark to do something innovative. I learned proficiency in multimedia, digital
Okay,
designing, and animation
okay,
from the well-known film director Ketan Mehta's Institute, my
okay,
academy. It's based in
okay,
Mumbai.
okay,
And
okay,
hence, for a couple of years, I successfully ran my designing firm by the name of Anup Creations Art and Design and produced branding, publicity material for
okay,
entities like
okay,
very well-known entities like UNICEF, Fortis, WHO, National Rural Health Mission, CARE, etc. So, but something else was destined for me, and journalism
right.
was in my genes. My parents so fondly taught me how to deal with adversities. I was pretty fascinated seeing my parents in this profession. And eventually, I chose this male chauvinist profession of journalism. And immediately after completing my
Right,
master's, my professional journey began in 2001 from a local daily Rajasthan Patrika. Then within a year, I got selected at Ramoji Rao's Iradu Television in Hyderabad. And
oh,
you can understand day-long training and workshops, brainstorming sessions were very
right,
exhausting. And I was
right,
from North India and the head office was in Hyderabad. So the regional difference was there and the scenario was extremely challenging for me. And I was a
right,
fresher, you can say, just started
right,
my career. So, but these challenges of those days became stepping stone for me, and I kept marching forward as a comprehensive journalist and transformed myself into a gutsy, courageous woman who can withstand rough weather.
Nice.
So
That's
then,
wonderful.
yeah. And I was invited to cover G20 meetings. Now I am, you can say, I can see myself standing firm among the blue chip journal of my fraternity. And I was invited to in the inauguration
Wow.
of Hindustan Aeronautics Limited helicopter factory by Prime Minister Narendra
Wow.
Modi in Karnataka,
Wow.
ISRO's Chandrayaan, Aditya L1 launch
Wow.
mission, and stuff like that. Yeah.
So how
So
was your
this is
experience
in short.
meeting the yeah. So how was your experience meeting the Prime Minister or going to the Chandrayaan launch? How did it feel?
See, Swati, it has become part of life now, I would say. Covering such, I have experience in the field for almost 12 plus years, and I would say it's a part of life actually. Covering such national relevant, important events not only gives a sense of pride, but also a sense of responsibility aspect that always remains there. You know,
Right.
as I am in print media, things should be delivered accurately within word limits,
Yes,
within
of
time
course.
frames,
Right.
deadlines, and
Right.
we senior people as well complete our responsibilities under immense work pressure. But after this much experience, now everything has become a routine. Now I would say today I wonder if such
Nice.
deadlines and work pressure won't be there. How will I survive? So my work is my lifeline today, and I enjoy every bit of
Nice.
it. And through my profession, I have done forthright interviews with prominent politicians, chief ministers of state, with other senior leaders, and prominent personality like ISRO chairman S. Somnath, Isha Foundation,
Nice.
Sadhguru, and this Waterman of India, Maxis Award winner Rajendra Singh ji.
Nice.
Many,
Nice.
many are there. Shashi Tharoor, Margaret Alba, many more are there. Right.
So, like you mentioned, right, you never thought that initially you would become a journalist because obviously it's an unconventional path to choose, right? You have to spend odd
Hmm.
hours, you have to stay away from families. So, how did you manage
True.
all that?
So, you want to know like a day spent or how I manage my friend family, like that.
In general. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, hectic schedules are always there, need to be prepared every time. Anything vital can happen anytime. And if you are in the metro city, like I am in a Bengaluru city, so it's a 24 by 7 type of job. And exploring the news, finding resources, interviewing people related to that report to make it more authentic and trustworthy. Then prepare for the next assignment to finish under deadlines because old news won't matter or
Right,
work. So it's a
right,
very,
right,
very tricky and tough task from the inside, but from the outside, I would say it's a very glamorous profession too. And family support is always essential. I would say in every profession, it's required for a professional
right,
working woman.
right,
Support is
right,
always required. So without a spouse and children and family support, it would be like next to impossible to achieve your dreams. And I was
right,
blessed that I had such lovely parents. My father was like my shadow who was always there to support me, guide me. He's a real hero of my life. My mom, dad, who I am today just because of them. And today, my teenage son is mature enough and
right.
understands me a lot. He says, "You go, Mama. I'll manage everything."
Wow.
He's in class 10th, and
Okay, okay.
similarly, my husband too
Nice,
supported me a lot, and we both understand and work cordially. Earlier, after
nice.
marriage, things were slightly tricky. But later, when
Mm-hmm.
I remained firm in chasing my career path,
Right.
things fell into place. Yeah,
Yeah, when you know what you want to do, when you know what you're meant to be, right, you will always chase
exactly.
that dream. You will not look back. That's really wonderful. So you mentioned, so like you mentioned that you have a teenage son, so managing the job with the teenage son. So how's the day in your life, as a journalist and a working mom?
So as I mentioned you, it always remain hectic, and we need to be prepared every time. And family support is there, everything is there, and they
Hmm.
also understand how to manage because he is like a pretty teenager and 15-year old, so he knows how to handle things, and very understanding. A good understanding is there, and he understands how to manage things basically. So
Right.
things are managing nicely now. As I said earlier, it was very tricky, but
Right.
now things are slightly, I would say things fell into place now.
Nice. So you did a lot of professional collaborations, right? For example, with Rotary Bangalore, the FICCI FLO organization, or being the additional secretary of the Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Would you like to talk about all these things, how it uh, helps you, or how it feels like being a member of such honorary organizations?
See, because of my professional career, I am now associated with many organizations like Rotary. I am a member of FICCI Flow also. It's a women wing of Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and I am associated with FICCI Flow Bangalore chapter.
Okay, okay,
Also, as I mentioned you, I am a Rotarian, a Rotary member. I position to various esteemed positions. I was director of international service, women empowerment, and then I was director of public image. I was secretary also in Rotary. So,
right.
and now I am also additional secretary in Chamber of Commerce and Industry. So, these all associations, you would say, I like to dedicatedly work for people in society. So, I would say these are the platforms through which I can connect with society, I can connect with people. And spreading awareness about the rights and responsibility of women is my core professional agenda. And
Nice,
I believe
nice.
that education, economic independence, courageous attitude are the weapons that can alter today also women are people think that they are fragile. So I want to alter this wretched state of women in our country. To
Mm.
me, this situation needs to change. And that's why I have organized many conferences, roundtable discussions with eminent women professionals and other
Nice,
dignitaries, from different walks of life, highlighting
right,
women-based issues like awareness on legal rights of women, women in
wow,
leadership roles and equality of
wow,
gender for a sustainable world, and many other women-based issues
yeah,
under the umbrella of Rotary and under the umbrella of Chamber of Commerce and Industry as well. I have organized all women bicycle rallies, solely organized this
wow,
bicycle rally for women, where I was earlier in Rajasthan. So Rajasthan, invited Rajasthan Minister of State for
wow,
Women and Child Development,
okay,
Mamta Bhupesh. She was there. So she was the chief guest and flagged off the rally. So this
nice,
is my agenda to, I wanted to see men and women equal. So this is my core agenda. So I am working on this agenda through these platforms, I would say.
nice. That's really wonderful, bringing out and organizing these rallies, these roundtable discussions, talking about women in leadership. That is really important right now. And like you initially
Yes.
mentioned, that journalism is a male chauvinist industry, right? A male-dominated industry. So, as a woman, is it difficult to establish as a journalist in this male-dominated industry, or what do you feel it has evolved over the years and women are also at par? Or do you still feel there's a gender diversity issue in this industry?
As a women journalist, I feel that Indian women still don't have the same freedom and opportunity as their counterparts,
Okay,
irrespective of the field in which they are working. So,
okay,
working at the topmost positions, still women feel oppressed and tied up. But I'll say in rural India, the scenario is much worse and calls for immediate intervention of the authorities and system. Unfortunately, women are as I mentioned earlier also, women are misunderstood for being fragile, timid,
right, right.
helpless. So, as a journalist, as a woman, I feel compelled to pass on my strength to fellow women and be an
Right,
enabler in women's empowerment.
right.
So,
Yeah.
my association with all these organizations, I am trying to achieve my goal. And it is for the same reason that I authored a coffee table book in 2019, 2018,
Okay,
Women
okay.
Leaders in Rajasthan Legislature since 1952, which
Mm-hmm.
chronicles the political journey of women leaders of Rajasthan and their contribution from the time of independence, that is
Right.
1952, from the very
Okay,
first assembly
okay,
until
okay,
14th assembly. So this book
okay.
journey only
Nice.
helped reconfirm my thoughts that women are universally facing many roadblocks. You will also
Yeah.
feel the same thing,
Right,
that while trying
right.
to achieve their, due empowered position in society, the rising rate of literacy for women in recent years is a good sign, but several areas of great concern continue to plague women's growth. So there
That's
are
true. That's true.
illiteracy, dowry, increasing
Yeah.
atrocities against
Mm-hmm.
women, gender inequality, female feticides. There are a number of problems are there still there. Like we got independence in 1947 till now, 50 years almost.
Right.
So economic
Right.
slavery is there. Most importantly, patriarchal system of society, which are some of the major hindrances
Right.
stopping women,
Right.
form their forward moving strides. So I wonder why it took eight long, as a journalist, I feel why it took 8 long years to bring justice to Nirbhaya. And now
Yeah.
recently held,
Right. Right.
heartbreaking Bhaya Kolkata doctor's rape
Exactly.
case. Such
Mm-hmm.
cases continue to remind us that women still have a long way to go, so far as women's safety is concerned. So I just wonder, out of content, I just like to mention that over this issue, my interaction with Justice, very popular Justice of Rajasthan, Shankar Daveji, so the former judge of Rajasthan High Court, his thoughts were very, touching. And he said gender parity is a global issue which should be addressed in an articulated manner from outside. And at the same time, it is also a question of self motivation from within. Women must fight for their right, and this can only be done by making them aware of their rights. It's completely true, I would say.
Yeah. And I think by
So
the way
this is
of
all.
you bringing it out, they are being made aware, right? You're trying to bring a change, at least.
I'm
Yeah.
trying, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
trying my best.
That's wonderful. And like you said, like again, these issues, these tough issues which are currently present in the Indian societies, there are very few people who want to talk about it. So being a journalist, did you ever feel that, talking about these difficult topics, did it ever make you shiver or make you feel a bit afraid that I don't want to talk about difficult topics? Or you were always out there choosing these difficult topics and talking about them? For example, the dowry or the slavery, women, the patriarchal
Uh,
burdens on the society.
wherever wherever I get the opportunity that I can bring these issues in the
Hmm.
forefront, I can bring these issues uh, in public's this thing domain. So I try to I try to deliver as much I can. But I have, as I mentioned you, there is, inequality and unequal situation is still there. And our male counterparts, still I feel that uh, in fact, when I took the interview of these women politicians, they also feel that there is a fear factor, or I don't know what is the factor there,
Hmm.
that they don't want us to see on the same ladder. So yes, I believe that there is
Right, right.
this equal scenario is still there. So I
Do you,
want,
yeah. So do you think it's
working on a
prevalent
such senior
only in the
position, I
rural?
want to, I'm sorry.
Right. Yeah, yeah. Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
So working on such senior position, I want to change this scenario as and
Nice,
when
nice.
it's possible. Yeah.
And I think, it feels, I can resonate, right? Because not even in rural areas, even in the big towns, this is a problem, right? Nirbhaya happened in Delhi.
Yes.
So, dowry exists, although people say dowry is not there, but it exists in even urban areas as well. So, yes, the issues like illiteracy, etc., have to be addressed in rural areas. But there's so many things that needs to be addressed in the urban cities as well. And bringing all these issues out is actually important so that people are aware. Because if we don't bring these things out, nobody would be able to change that. So
Exactly.
it's important to bring that
Exactly.
out. I
Very
recently
true.
saw one of your interview with the breast cancer surgeon, right? Where you talked about the prevalence of cancer in young women these days. So would you want to talk something about that?
See, the scenario is like women are aware about this breast cancer or this cervical cancer. But the doctor, she told me, I took an interview of this Apollo Hospital breast surgeon, very serious surgeon, oncologist.
Hmm.
She told me that there are, matlab, cervical cancer cases are coming, but today maximum cases are, and maximum female death are just because of this breast cancer. So female are aware of this, but they feel a bit fear factor is certainly there. So they try, and lack of awareness is there, so they try to avoid the situation. And because of this, the female mortality rate is too high now. So
Mm-hmm.
I would request, I personally request each and every female in my circle and outside also, that please go and do the screening and do this self examination also. So it's very, very essential in today's time. And today technique has so much drastically changed, and it's so convenient. As per our convenience, they do the surgery and
Mm-hmm.
everything, so it's not so complex now. So just go and do this thing. And it's a very I would say it's a big problem of our society, of our nation, that uh, they feel, एक वो धब्बा, it's like a taboo, I would say, कि लोग जो है एक हिंडर फील करते हैं, एक झिझकते हैं सामने आने में, फीमेल स्पेशली. So it should not be there, I would say. So
I
please
get it.
go
I
for
truly get
screening,
it.
and yeah, breast
Right,
screening is
right, right.
essential in today's time.
No, no, I'm really inspired by you. So, like you said that you wrote a coffee table book, Women in Legislature since 1952, right? Prominent women. So, what inspired you to write that book? Like we always know that even before the independence, we all know Jhansi Ki Rani, right? She's one of the famous women leaders we know, and we always read about her. So, what inspired you to write that book?
As I told you, my father, he was he's the real force behind me, and he only inspired me. And there is a senior journalist, my father's close friend is there, and Mr. Sunny Sebastian, he was a former editor in Hindu. So while chit chatting with them, and my dad was sitting there, so we all three were sitting, and बस बात करते हुए बात निकला कि अनुभा, यू शुड राइट ऑन सच टॉपिक, एंड विमेन के लिए कुछ होना चाहिए. एंड जो हमारे राजस्थान लेजिस्लेचर में, राजस्थान थोड़ा सा थोड़ा सा कन्वेंशनल है, थोड़ा सा थॉट प्रोसेस बहुत अभी भी जो है फॉर विमेन काफी ऑब्सोलीट है. और इसके लिए विमेन को, उनकी जो स्ट्रगल है, जो हमारे विमेन लीडर्स हुए, उनके स्ट्रगल सामने आने चाहिए. इट शुड बी
Mm-hmm.
प्रेजेंट
Mm-hmm.
इन फ्रंट ऑफ पीपल. सो वो स्ट्रगल, वो जर्नी प्रेजेंट करने के लिए मैंने ये इसी इसी एक बेसिक एम से ये, और ये जो जेंडर, हाँ, उसमें मैंने बेसिकली 33% वुमेन रिजर्वेशन बिल, जेंडर इनइक्वालिटी, इन ही बेसिक इश्यूज पे फोकस करते हुए आई हैव रिटन दिस बुक. एंड मेनली मेरे को वुमेन स्ट्रगल क्या हुआ, कैसे उन्होंने अचीव किया, और किस तरह से वो अदर वुमेन के लिए रोल मॉडल बनी. सो वो सब मैंने इसके थ्रू प्रेजेंट किया है. और हमारे ये जो एक बोलना चाहिए, ये माय अंकल मिस्टर सनी एंड माय फादर, दे बोथ इंस्पायर्ड मी टू राइट दिस थिंग. एंड उसके बाद तो देयर वाज नो लुकिंग बैक. एंड द बुक वाज इनॉग्रेटेड बाय होम मिनिस्टर ऑफ राजस्थान, अब तो
Wow.
नहीं है वो, गुलाब चंद जी कटारिया. पहले
Mm-hmm.
अभी होम मिनिस्टर नहीं है, ये इज अलाइव. सो उन्होंने अनवेल किया था इसको. एंड एमएलए, 7 9 टाइम एमएलए सुमित्रा सिंह जी, शी वाज देयर. एंड
Wow.
सभी एमएलए प्रेजेंट हुई थी. तो इट वाज अ वंडरफुल मोमेंट एंड अ चेरिश्ड मेमोरी फॉर मी.
Nice. Nice.
या.
Yeah, so like you're talking about role models, I definitely feel that you are the role model for several such women out there, right? You are helping them in one way or the other. So I think you're a role model for a child as well, right? Seeing him grow and seeing his mom, when he sees you talk about all these issues out in public, I think that should really inspire him and become a noble person, right? Yeah, yeah.
राइट, राइट.
So, journalism, like we already discussed, like it looks very rosy on the outside that you're a famous personality, you get to meet so many renowned personalities, but actually it's a difficult job, right? So,
Yes.
so to all the youngsters out there who want to come into journalism, but somehow they're not able to, what should be their first step, right? What should be their motivation or their inspiration to come into the journalism?
uh, See, I would. I'd like to share one message. It's beautiful when a passion and a career come together. So for ultimate happiness in life, one need to harness this passionate power that comes from within. And with this energy of passion from within, do what you love. And this is what I'm doing. I love what I do. So this is the only message I like to share,
Right,
कि जो
right.
पसंद है वो करना चाहिए और उसको passionately करना चाहिए. So as a journalist, you want me to give some advice to
Yeah,
youngsters.
yeah, advice, yeah.
Uh, so, see, I can share a key takeaways basically. Key should be precise and clear about what exactly you want to achieve and what's your goal. Should stick on that goal. कितना भी उसमें hurdles आए, should not move. और बहुत डेडिकेटेडली फोकस्ड वे में हमको उस पे अपने ऑब्जेक्टिव्स को देख के शुड प्रोसीड एंड if I talk about my main emphasis in journalism, so main thing should always अगर मैं कुछ जर्नलिज्म एस्पेक्ट से बात
Mm-hmm,
करती हूँ कि कैसी रिपोर्ट्स होनी चाहिए और उस तरह से तो मेन थिंग शुड ऑलवेज कम इन द इंट्रो ऑफ रिपोर्ट देन डिटेल्स इन
mm-hmm,
subsequent paragraphs. So there are word limits and resources. It's damn important. The report should be based on facts, figures, and if needed, show an analysis, interviews to make it more authentic. So this way a journalist can build a good network and trust among the audience and community. And making good report, listening to the needs and concern of the readers and including them in your work. Be honest, don't disappoint people. सो
That's
मैं
nice.
तो बस यही कहना चाहूंगी फॉर, जैसे कि मैंने बोला अभी कि फॉर विमेन, मैं एक बात जरूर कहना चाहूंगी कि हटा दो सब बाधाएं मेरे पथ की, मिटाओ मत आशाएं मेरे मन की, जमाने को बदलने का जज्बा रखती हूँ, कदम से कदम को मिलाकर चलने तो दो मुझको भी.
Wow,
सब फॉर ऑल डेयरिंग women, I just want to convey this message.
that's wonderful. And that's so, so powerful, you know. Jazba, jazba hona chahiye. We have to
बिल्कुल
have that
जज्बा होना चाहिए
courage.
वही.
We have to have that
Exactly.
courage. So, talking about another topic, so difference between print media and the journalists that we see on TV, how different is it? Because you're all working towards bringing out the let's talk about topics or the relevant stories from across the world. So, how different is it
Mm.
to work in print media and to work, as a TV journalist, for example, on a news channel?
See, both are literally different in one aspect or the other. In print media, there are deadlines, and we have to basically in both the medium there are deadlines. But in print media, um, we have word limit, especially word limit we have, and उतने लिमिट्स में हमारा वर्क ओवर होना है एंड सो एक एक चैलेंज उस तरह से रहता है. और इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मीडिया में हमको कैमरा फेस करना है और ये रहता है कि मिनट टू मिनट उनको शायद रहता है कि जो भी चल रहा है न्यूज उसको विद इन अ मिनट उनका अपडेट रहता है वहां पे. सो ये सिनेरियो इतना इमेंस प्रेशर वाला, हमारा प्रिंट थोड़ा रिलैक्स है, बट स्टिल आज भी प्रिंट मीडिया कुछ ऐसे सेगमेंट है जो ज्यादा
Hmm.
ऑथेंटिक फील करते हैं प्रिंट को आज भी, कि हमारे हाथ में
Right,
न्यूज़पेपर आता है तो
right,
दे फील अभी सेटिस्फेक्शन हो रहा है मुझे कि न्यूज
right,
देख ली.
right,
दो
right,
यू कैन सी इन इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मीडिया हर मिनट में आपको मिल जाएगा कुछ ना कुछ सोशल मीडिया पे. बट एक
right.
मेरे को भी आज ऐसा ही है कि मैं अगर मॉर्निंग का मेरा टी ले रही हूँ तो मेरे हाथ में मेरा न्यूज़पेपर होना चाहिए, उसके बाद ही मुझे सेटिस्फेक्शन आता है. सो
Right.
बेसिक डिफरेंस तो यही है कि आपको उसमें हर मिनट में आपको न्यूज़ मिल रही है, बट एक ऑथेंटिसिटी वाली बात स्टिल इट्स इन प्रिंट मीडिया. और प्रिंट का अभी लेकिन जब इतना ज्यादा इलेक्ट्रॉनिक का आ गया है, सो अभी प्रिंट जो है अभी इसका ऐसा लग रहा है कि थोड़े टाइम में इट विल बी लाइक वैनिश्ड. इसका जैसे बोलना चाहिए टाइम अब ओवर होने को आ रहा है, अब इलेक्ट्रॉनिक पे सब कुछ बेस हो रहा है.
But
सो
still,
डिफरेंसेस दोनों में है.
yeah, yeah. Still we see that, even the Hindu or the Navbharat Times or any local
आई नो
newspaper, although
इट्स
they are
देयर.
electronic, but still it's there, right? I mean,
या.
it will not be printed, maybe, as you are saying, but maybe it will always be there. And it will always
यस.
be the most authentic source of information. And अभी के
Yes.
लिए तो for now we know that every one of us gets
हाँ, अभी के लिए
newspapers in their
डेफिनेटली,
homes.
बट हम देखते हैं कि कुछ कुछ ईयर्स के बाद शायद इतना स्कोप नहीं रह जाएगा जितना कि इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मीडिया में है अभी। ये मतलब
Right.
कमिंग इलेक्ट्रॉनिक एंड सोशल मीडिया आ गया है। सो
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I understand. So, do you think that you would also change with the time and go for electronic media?
no, 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 no. In fact, I started my career from Rajasthan Patrika. It's a daily newspaper. Then I got, as I mentioned, I got selected at this ETV,
Right.
and but
Right.
the day-long trainings and plus the difference was like I didn't get that satisfaction which I am getting it in print media. ये अपना अपना एस्पेक्ट हो सकता है,
Right.
बट
Of
मेरे
course. Of
मेरे को नहीं
course.
लगता मैं वापस में प्रिंट पे ये इलेक्ट्रॉनिक पे जा पाऊंगी, क्योंकि
Okay.
मेरा पर्सनल सेटिस्फेक्शन इज इन प्रिंट मीडिया।
Nice. And
मैं
how
मैं
about,
उतने उतने
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
उतने डेड इट्स लाइक वहां बहुत डेडलाइन का, वहां बहुत ज्यादा एक प्रेशर रहता है कि हर मिनट में क्या चल रहा है, दे हैव टू प्रेजेंट। वो प्रेशर, वो लोड आई कांट गिव। एंड मेरा जो सेटिस्फेक्शन मेरा राइटिंग में आता है, सो मेरा
Of
राइटिंग ही मेरा बोलना चाहिए एक बहुत बड़ा एस्पेक्ट है मेरा आज
Right,
सक्सेस का।
right. Of course, of course. As a journalist of a print media, obviously, जिस तरीके से आप write कर रहे हो, the way you're writing, the way you're presenting yourself, like you
आई
said,
एक्सप्रेस आई एक्सप्रेस इन अ बेटर फॉर्म थ्रू माई राइटिंग।
right. That's so true, and I can totally resonate it because I am also fond of writing, and whenever I
ओके।
start, a thought comes into mind, I try to capture it
यस।
on any whether I try to capture it on a pen or paper, whether I try to capture it in the notes app on my phone, but I capture that and then write a blog out of it, and it gives me a sense of satisfaction, which a
एग्जैक्टली
1 minute or 2 minute video will never give me.
यस।
That's true. So you
Even
also say,
even 1 second on a lighter note, whenever there is some sort of argument between me or my son or me or my husband, so the best way, I shared my thoughts through writing. That's the best thing.
yeah,
So
journaling.
इससे कुछ आर्ग्यूमेंट भी फ्लेयर अप नहीं होता है, और आपके बाद में
Right,
that's the
right,
best thing.
right, right, right.
Just on a lighter note, I shared this
That's
thing.
wonderful. That's wonderful. So, like you said, you also deliver talks on All India Radio. So, how is it to talk on All India Radio, right? Because you are just voicing out your opinions, and with your voice, the people are getting influenced. So, how is it talking and giving insights on the All India Radio?
It's altogether a wonderful experience. And yes, definitely, as just like print media, just like writing, it's in another medium to share your thoughts. So it's still, people feel that it's now with electronic media, seeing the electronic media, All India Radio is an obsolete medium of presenting your thoughts. But I feel that it is also a powerful medium to present and connect with your audience.
I think it's relevant today as well, right? Whenever we go in a car,
No, I don't
the
think
first
so.
thing that we do
No,
is,
if you talk about the youngsters, they are pretty, pretty happy with to become an RJ, radio
okay,
jockey, but they don't want to come in All India Radio news section. They don't want to pursue this
okay,
career.
okay,
Yeah,
okay,
so RJ
okay.
is something fascinating career for them, but not the news section or news programming or talking on a serious subject. It's not their cup of tea.
Okay,
This is
okay,
my book.
okay.
Yes.
So, how do you think that, to keep relevant with with the changing trends in the industry, like shift from the print media to electronic media, how should one keep themselves relevant? How should writing be encouraged in this changing world? With the electronic media taking over, but still people like to read journalist articles, people like to read all the columns, the Economic Times, the Hindu, everyone is fond of that. So how to keep that relevant in the changing world? Any opinions on that?
Mm, I think if you are connected with your audience, if you know what exactly you want to deliver, so whether it is electronic or print, these all are mediums. So अगर आपको पता है आपको क्या किस तरह से कनेक्ट होना है अपने पब्लिक के साथ, अपने पीपल के साथ, सो आई डोंट थिंक कि एनी मीडियम मैटर्स, यू नो, सो आई डोंट थिंक सो इसमें कुछ
That's true. That's true. I
Yeah,
think so.
see,
Yeah.
in my reports also, I try to connect with my readers. I try to make such copy my report in such a way that, I include them, I include their opinions, include them in my work. So, as I
Hmm.
mentioned you earlier, also try to be honest and don't disappoint them. Just try to connect with them. So, this is the
Right, right.
only, yeah,
I can
I
understand,
think this.
because when we read something and when we see the author written on top
Hmm,
of that, obviously we resonate with that person, right? We resonate with that person's
yes,
thoughts. And we always have our favorite authors or our favorite editors in mind when we do something like this. So I think, yeah, people
exactly.
connect to the person who's writing it. Okay. So, one of my questions is, journalism is always related to power, fame, and money. What, according to you, is most important, money, power, or fame?
See, all these three aspects, what you mentioned, money, power, fame, are interconnected, I would say. Um but among these three, I believe, I don't know, you'll agree with my thoughts or not. I believe power is the most essential and important aspect of life. If you have the authority or power to do something worthwhile, you will get money and fame eventually and automatically. So I think power is the most important thing according to me.
I can understand, even in the industry that I work in, if you have the power, obviously money will automatically flow and fame will automatically
Exactly.
flow. It's a power. That's what's
Yes.
important. Right, right. No, that's
Yes.
wonderful. That's wonderful. So, coming from Rajasthan, as you said, there are so many people and there's so many things which are still considered backwards in Rajasthan, in India. So, coming from Rajasthan and becoming a successful journalist, how difficult it was or how easy it was.
Difficult, yes, certainly it was. It was, I would say, a roller coaster ride for me. Though I belong to journalism family. My parents were from this background, and but still, I feel it's a tough and a tricky profession for me. Uh, as I mentioned in my journey, that just as I got elected in this ETV, there was many pressure. I was a a very a fresher sort of person initially joined, so there were many differences, language, food, regional differences, and my supervisors, they reject copy of initially they reject my copy, and it's so much of deadlines and work
Right.
pressure, immense pressure was there. So there were, like, I have seen many ups and downs in my career, but एज आई सेड, एक जुनून और जज्बे की तरह मैं लगी हुई थी. एंड माय फादर
Right.
आल्सो मोटिवेटेड मी व्हेनेवर आई लूज, आई मिस्ड माय ट्रैक, और कि अभी नहीं हो रहा है टाइप्स. तो माय फादर पुश्ड मी, नहीं, यू हैव टू डू इट. अगर तुमने कुछ लिया है अपना डेडिकेशन के साथ, सो यू हैव टू कंप्लीट दैट टास्क. एंड मेरा एक ये ट्रेड भी है कि मैं इफ आई हैव स्टार्टेड एनीथिंग, सो मैं उसको फिनिश करूंगी बाय हुक और बाय क्रुक. सो एक वो जो
Nice.
मेरा अपब्रिंगिंग जो इस तरह का है, सो उससे मैं उस पैशन के साथ मैं लगी हुई थी. एंड आफ्टर मैरिज ऑल्सो आई फेल्ट कि अभी मेरे से नहीं हो पाएगा. एंड मैंने आपको मेंशन भी किया कि इट वाज अर्लियर, इट वाज ट्रिकी सिनेरियो फॉर मी, बट वो एक चेज करती रही अपने करियर
Hmm.
पाथ को. सो
Right.
ऑटोमेटिकली सब कुछ सिनेरियो जैसे होता है पजल के पीसेस फिक्स
Hmm.
होते चले गए.
Right. Right. अगर
सो
आप
नाउ एवरीबडी
किसी
इज
the
अंडर.
universe
सॉरी.
brings that together for you when you want something.
यस.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
एग्जैक्टली एग्जैक्टली.
Yeah.
सेम.
So what is the most, memorable moment from, all these prestigious events that you have been to? We'd like to share one of the most prestigious or one of the most memorable memories from all the things that you have done or and achieved till now.
Most memorable, I would say, as delegates, my father and I were, you mentioned in the intro also, my father and I were invited to the 11th World Economic Conference organized by the Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India, in collaboration with Government of Mauritius in
Mm-hmm.
2018-19.
Okay.
So, senior politician late Sushma Swaraji, poet
Mm-hmm.
writer Prasoon Joshi, and many dignitaries participated
Okay.
in the
Okay.
conference. So that was a memorable moment in my life, and I joined my mentor, guide, coolest dad, and best buddy on a professional foreign trip together.
Wow.
And that was my first foreign trip also. So
Okay.
after coming back, we both were conferred with the Best Journalist Award, and we
Wow.
shared the same dice, and it was all together a cherished memory for me. And whenever I recollect such a memory, it gives me, it gives me goosebumps. अभी भी मेरे को ऐसा हो गया, goosebumps आ रहे हैं. So and उसके अलावा I was also invited on many platforms as a guest speaker at various conferences, colleges, university as panel speaker with eminent
Wow.
media professionals across the
Wow.
world to deliver talks and speeches on subjects relevant to my domain. And I was invited to SNDT Women's University along with Hindustani Prachar Sabha Mumbai. They
Okay.
invited me for a 2-day national
Okay.
conference as one of the guest speaker to deliver a talk on a significant issue. That was also a one
Wow.
wonderful memory and wonderful experience for me. In this vein, I, as a subject specialist of journalism, invited by Central Directorate, Ministry of Education, New Delhi, and St.
Nice.
Joseph College of Commerce, Bangalore, for a talk and one-on-one
Wow.
interaction with students. So these there are many, many, I would say, but the most memorable moment was with my father when we were there
Nice.
at the 11th World Economic Conference. Yes.
Wow.
Now,
That's
though he is
wonderful.
not with me now, because
Mm-hmm.
of COVID, he left
Mm-hmm.
me in 2020. So
Mm-hmm.
I miss him every day, every moment I miss him.
I can
He was
understand.
like
It's
my
difficult.
shadow. Yeah,
Right. Right.
very
Right.
difficult. Yes.
That's true. That's true. So, like you said, that you are invited as a guest speaker in so many different conferences or lectures to students as well. So, when you go up on the stage, how do you feel? Do you own the stage or do you feel nervous? How is it?
See, the one question you asked me, how do you feel to cover important events like G20 and something you
Right.
asked.
Right.
So again, I'll say the same thing. It's a part of life now. Earlier, I was initially, yes, definitely, I felt so nervous. Just after holding the mic, it's like, oh, अभी क्या बोलना है? It's like blank हो जाती थी and हाँ
Mm.
वो भी एक phase था life का. But now, um, it's a routine thing now. And
Wow.
so my work, my lectures, everything is my lifeline today.
Right.
अगर मेरे पास कुछ संडेज जो होता है मेरा पेंडिंग वर्क तो कंप्लीट होता ही है आई वुड से स्वाति
Right.
बट मेरा ये वर्क नहीं होता है मेरा जो राइटिंग का सो आई फील कि क्या हो रहा है ये मैं क्या कुछ कर ही नहीं रही हूँ क्या आज संडे कैसे जा रहा है इट्स लाइक
That's so
बहुत ज्यादा मेरा
beautiful.
लाइफ का पार्ट बन गया है ये सब
And I think that is so important that, getting satisfaction from what you're doing is so important these
यस
days because people are just following a rat race, right? They're doing things just for the
एग्जैक्टली
sake of it, but they're not happy. And you are happy
यस
doing everything that you do. That's most important. Thank you so much, Dr. Anupa. Any key final takeaway for the listeners out there?
नो नो की टेकअवेज आई ऑलरेडी मेंशन एवरीथिंग बट मैं वो फिर से रिपीट करूंगी कि जस्ट अपने एनर्जी और अपने पैशन को जस्ट डू व्हाट यू लव दिस इज द ओनली जस्ट
Do what you love.
थैंक यू सो
Love what
मच
you do.
यस
Thank you so much, Dr. Anubhav,
यस
for being my guest. It was so wonderful and so inspiring talking to you. I think you are also a role model out there for so many wonderful
थैंक यू
women.
सो मच स्वाति
Thank you so much.
थैंक्स
Have
सो
a good
मच
day. Thank you. Bye bye.